gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Elden Ring Motegi. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Probably not, though. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is the progenitor of the raw pasta diet, Mike Magas.
Oh. I mean, we await the day when Raid Shadow Legends deems to give us a sponsorship. That's the goal right there.
Can you imagine the 90-second commercial they'd want me to do?
Probably.
My goodness.
I mean, I think it would be great.
I don't think it would be bad. I just think it would be maybe what they're not used to. Although I've seen some guys do some pretty creative things.
Just muting my phone because it's going off, which probably means somebody wants money.
Going off. Mike, I want money.
I mean, you're not getting money, but I appreciate
That's
that
fine.
you want money.
I appreciate your honesty, the upfront about it, and Andrew D with the best paid scheme ever. But it doesn't stop me from wanting the money. You know
no, that's more than fair enough.
Je desire le cash.
We've got a really tight field today, actually. If you look at the GT4 times, you got Ariel Zatoni, who is only about 2 seconds ahead of Scott Nick. So really outside of Cole McRae, who seems very off the pace. Everyone is very, very tight. And then in the GT2 category, everyone's also pretty tight, except for James Butler, who's a little bit on the little red caboose.
James Butler's a little loose.
A little loose in the caboose. It will be Bertrand Barrier who will start on pole, although Andrew D did just cut that down to less than 0.2 of a second. Luciano Echazo, Henrik Andreasen, Rene Ermer, Mauricio Delgado, Romain Barthez, Max Simmons, and James Butler in the GT2 category.
Those names are all wrong.
In the GT4 category, we got Ariel Zatoni, Tobias TH, Martin Edmonds, David Marcaday, Arno Adracor, Magic Kaszczuk, Michael Magas, David Veit, John Barker, Mateus Gonzalez, Cole McRae, and Scott Nick. It looks like Cole actually got a decent lap in there at the end and popped up into 11th place. I think we also have Ricardo Costa in the field today. If I recall correctly, we had 24 cars, so I think we have 3 cars that didn't post lap times. I think Costa's one. Not sure who the other ones are.
Ricardo Llamas.
So let's talk about Twin Ring Motegi here for just a hot sec. It is probably the second or third most famous track in Japan. It does have a oval on the premises, as well as the road course that we are using today. It's a pretty challenging course in the sense that it doesn't have an Eau Rouge moment. It doesn't have a Macau hairpin moment. There's no like instant death turn. But what there is a bunch of turns that are really, really hard to get perfect and to avoid any inconsistencies or any problematic moments over the course of the race. So I think that'll be interesting. We've got 90 minutes today with 1 pit stop to be had with a 2-tire minimum. And that's really about all I have to say about that. So let's talk about the standings real quick. This is the second to last round in the championship. We got the double points round at Daytona to round things off. So in the GT2 category is Luciano Echazo leading the way by a single point over Max Simmons. It's really between those two, although Andrew D and Henrik Andreasen are fighting over third place. They're still kind of in that mix. And then it's Bertrand Barrier rounding off the top 5. And in the GT4 category, you've got Daniel Marcaday leading the way from Pedro Magalhães, and from Arno Adracor, Tobias Thierolf, and Magic Kaszczuk. We're coming off a round at Sonoma where Marcaday won the race and became championship leader, beating Magalhães as well as Martin Edmonds. And in the GT2 category, the race was won by Max Simmons, his second in a row, so congratulations to him. And he defeated Rene Ermer, who got on the podium for the first time, and Luciano Echazo, who leads the championship. So it'll be interesting to see what Echazo and Simmons get up to today. It looks like Simmons is a little bit off the pace, but he's had a knack for coming through the field. So I have faith that he can make something happen here and maybe make things happen in his little anime Sakura Gear car.
That motherfucker's quiet as shit. Bertrand the Burial Barrier.
Bertrand Barrier heading to the pit lane. We got Costa Rica Deathmatch over on my Discord server for anyone who would like to get involved in that.
It's a good amount of fun, but you got to face me at the end. I'm the final boss.
Well, I mean, if they make it through everybody, they got to face you.
I am the Shao Kahn of Costa Rica Deathmatch.
Indeed. Are you the Shao Kahn? Is there not a bigger evil boss within the Mortal Kombat universe?
I mean, I always
isn't there Kronika?
I don't know. I was always a fan of like Motaro, the centaur.
Oh, Motaro was great. Love Motaro.
Yeah, but I mean, he was never like the big bad guy. I just thought he was the coolest bad guy.
He was the, I want to say, second to final boss in Mortal Kombat 3?
2 or 3? Yeah, 3.
It was 3. It was 3.
Because Goro got killed.
I mean, let's be honest here. Everybody in the Mortal Kombat universe has been killed at some point and brought back to life. Pretty much. Like there are very few exceptions to this rule. Yeah, Mortaro's up on my top 5 Mortal Kombat characters. I mean, I'm always a fan of the assorted ninjas of different colors. I do like the fact that almost all the ninjas have been given like a separate storyline over time, like to make them
even
just
the joke
more
ones
than
like Noob Saibot.
Yeah, Noob Saibot and Ermac and Rain, Smoke. In fact, the only 3 that have really kind of stayed just ninjas are Smoke, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero.
Correct. Through various stages of undead.
And then also really liked Kenshi, one of the newer characters, the blind swordsman. Yeah. Very cool. And I mean, I always liked beating up Stryker, so there's that.
Cyrax is always a hit. Could you pop a grenade out his chest? And he's got cool, funky hairdo.
Indeed. The cyborg ninjas, very, very cool.
Ninjas. Fuck, what movie was that? There's a movie where I think I've got it somewhere here on my shelf, but it involves ninjas in the Old West. Like this dude shows up, he turns out to be like a samurai in this, old gunslinging saloon town, and then all the ninjas in the world show up in this town because he's very, very much a wanted man, but only in Japan.
Wanted. Dead or alive. I can't say that it's ringing in a bell, to be honest. This could be a rare case of something that you've seen that I've not seen.
I just remember because there's one old crusty dude who's not the protagonist, but the secondary protagonist. He's the old crusty Western guy that isn't the debonair, snappy fucking samurai guy. And of course, he's seen this all before. Because there's the big dramatic reveal when it turns out that the whole place has been infested with fucking ninjas, and they're all on all the rooftops everywhere, and he just looks up and goes, "Ninjas." Like, you goddamn right, ninjas.
All right, here we go. Sounds a little bit like almost the plot of Afro Samurai to a slight degree.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah.
Red lights, and we are off here at Twin Ring Motegi. Leading us away, it's Bertrand Barrier and Andrew D. Everybody's scrapping out here to go into the first corner, and we'll see what happens. And we got a car backwards. I'm not sure who that is.
The Warrior's Way.
Okay, there you go. Looks like Rui Martins maybe is the one who was facing backwards there because he slipped to the back of the pack. Looks like Steve Davidson maybe got caught up in something as well. What is that, Arno? Arno and Trackcore and Martin Edmonds. Gentlemen, it was a right turn at Albuquerque, not a left.
I will accept either. Bugs Bunny says
Mauricio Delgado going side by side with James Boutelier. And Cole McRae's up into 3rd place in the GT4 category. What a start for him. He's behind Ariel Zatoni and Magic Kazchuk, and going to the inside of Kazchuk in his Audi. And looking to make the move. We haven't seen Cole in a while. When was the last time we saw Cole?
I mean, I talked to him the other day.
Well, I meant on track, Byron.
Oh, I mean, last time we did commentary.
Old McRae, last time he competed was the 3rd round of this series at Zhuhai, which he DNF'd, if I recall correctly, due to internet issues.
Could be.
But I could be mistaken.
I seem to remember a lot of people DNF that one.
Let me see here. 1, 2... I only see 4 DNFs, which is relatively par for the course.
Did not Fusili.
Side by side still, Cole not giving up on this against Magic Kashchuk. John Barker in the background, along with a lot of people. We got ourselves a proper train here. Michael Magas going to the inside there to try to make a move. Cole McRae does get into second place ahead of Magic Kashchuk as we hit the final chicane here. This is a very difficult chicane with a very difficult pit lane entrance. As Kashchuk briefly got back in front, but Cole is going to take that spot. So Audi triumphing over BMW in this case. Should be mentioned, this is the track that I want to say last time we were here, or no, 2 times ago when we were here for the official event, it was the famous time when Lachlan Nichols rear-ended me in the pit lane.
Oh, that time. Not the other time?
Not the other time. John Barker.
The crusty old man in the Warriors' way is Jeffrey Rush.
Okay, yeah, that is who you get to play a crusty old man.
Kate Bosworth's also in it.
Oh, okay. So this has got some names to it. This is intriguing. Bertrand Barrier still leads the way from Andrew D. Luciano Chazo and Henrik Andreasen. Max Simmons is up to 5th place. John Barker going side by side again with Magic Kashchuk. And it doesn't work out for him this time either. Daniel Marcaday looking on, or David Marcaday looking on in the background, as well as Matthias Gonzalez and Michael Magas. And there's a second train forming up with Scott Nick, Tobias TH, who started on the front row and is back way down the pecking order. Steve Davidson, Dave Fight, or Dan Fight, Arno Adrakor, and Ricardo Costa.
I believe
Martin Edmonds.
Giuseppe Feet.
Martin Edmonds is dropping back like a stone. I believe this is the point where Martin had realized that his pedals were broken and was forced into retirement.
Well, I mean, you just got to pedal faster.
Well, that's not how it works in a car.
You just shift the gears down, and you're able to pedal faster and keep going uphill.
I believe it is not the pedals that broke, but rather just the board they were resting on in his rig. So I'm not sure if that's easier or less expensive or more expensive to fix.
That motherfucker's too hardcore.
Max Simmons going down the inside of Roman Barthez. Max Simmons versus Roman Barthez. I'm stunned that we haven't seen a lot more of these two dueling over the time of this series, because they're two very interesting, very idiosyncratic drivers, and I'm going to be intrigued to see what happens.
Correct. Lead actor, the aforementioned Super Ninja of Warriors Way, has got potentially one of the greatest names ever.
Okay.
Jang Dong Gun.
It's good. It's good.
It's either Yadong Song or Jang Dong Gun.
Yadong Song is always up there.
Make sure to tune in and watch Yadong inside the UFC Octagon.
Yadong Song. There's a couple other ones that are pretty good. Zhu Rong or Rong Zhu, depending on which way you put it.
I don't want to brag, but Yadong gets into the cage before I even get out of the dressing room.
Matthias Gonzalez there, trying to get past John Barker. Looks like Barker's lost a spot to Marcaday since we last checked in on him. So Marcaday up into 4th. On board with Mauricio Delgado. And it looks like someone's on his inside. There it is! Rene Ermer slingshotting his way by there. James Butler also in the picture there. So it looks like Rui Martins has continued, and Martin Edmonds has retired. So we are down to 23 cars. 10 GT2s and 13 GT4s. As James Butler goes for a little spin off there.
But how many GT97s?
Well, there is no such thing as a GT97 at this time, although, I mean, we'll get there eventually.
Maybe somebody should get off their fucking ass and do a little work now and again. We can have those by now.
There's talk of a new Toyota GT3 car, which would be intriguing.
Neat.
I believe it is going to be a Supra of some kind.
The Derksen 7000.
Someday, just to make you happy, there will be a Datsun GT3 car.
Well, I mean, that's usually how life works out. I demand a ludicrous thing. Here you are.
We could make one in R Factor, maybe.
Sounds good.
R Factor, the game of all kinds of mods, and that's why it's been around for like 20 years. David Marcaday fighting with John Barker. Hangs on for the time being.
Remember, kids, a Marcaday keeps.
Mateus Gonzalez has disappeared from that group. I see Mike Magas behind there. So, where is Mr. Gonzalez? Oh, he's way down the pecking order. Okay. So problems for him. He's down to 22nd place.
You keep saying pecking order, and it reminds me of the album The Grand Pecking Order by Oysterhead.
Ruby Martinez off the track again. Looks like his rear wing is a little bit offset, so I wonder if he's carrying some damage.
Rear Wang, you say?
Rear Wang.
It's your boy Rear Wang. He's a Chinese actor.
I mean, there was I don't know what happened to him, actually, because he was pretty good, but Guan Wang was in the UFC for a bit, and he just kind of vanished.
I'm sorry, Guan what?
Guan Wang.
Lady, I'm a Guan Wang, yeah.
He beat Alex Caceres, which, you know, well, a lot of people never. But he was around, and then he was gone. I don't know if he got cut or if he had like a major injury or whatever. But he's not fought in quite some time.
I believe he came down with the visitis.
Could be.
Or perhaps was sent to a special camp for extra education.
There was a chunk there where the Chinese fighters weren't allowed to bring their coaches over, which, not without any surprise, led to them losing quite a bit.
Defect much?
China is making massive strides within the MMA world.
Is that due to horse meat consumption?
No, I think it's on the dark side. It's due to like finding very young kids and teaching them to fight from an extremely early age and kind of making it like. I
mean, honestly, that's how it's done everywhere.
Well, a little bit more than usual in China.
Okay, more or less unusual than, say, Thailand.
Well, Thailand's probably, at least in kickboxing, is very much in the same route. And just a lot of state invested money towards making good fighters. I mean, because you got Weili Zhang, of course, who won the UFC strawweight title for a relatively brief time, and you've got up and comers such as Yadong Song that we talked about before, and Guan Wang, and a couple others coming up and doing good things. As James Butler goes for another spin. For these musings and more, you can check out my Discord channel. Just PM me and I'll give you an invite. We talk about MMA there a lot.
I post gifts.
Also, Byron, are you interested in doing the first ever Slam Ball season?
Yes.
Alrighty. I think I've got it all worked out. I'm trying to find the Slam Ball China rosters to create some Chinese Slam Ball players, but I can't find them. There was definitely a dude who seemed very, very cool. They called him the Air Dragon. And,
nice.
I remember him pulling off some awesome dunks. I kind of want to bring him in.
360 no scope.
But I remember what team he played for. Played for the Mob, but I can't find him.
Playing for the Beijing very corrupt officials.
Well, the teams didn't have city representation. It was just it was a team name. So you had the Rui Martins, right again. You had the Mob, you had the Rumble, which were the original two teams. And then you had the Diablos, the Slashers, the Steel, and the Bouncers. Bouncers seem like a weak team name, not gonna lie, but I like their uniforms. It's orange and blue. It was actually a very good, interesting combo.
Das ist gut.
And they had Captain Canada, Rob Wilson, as their first ever draft pick. I think he was the only Canadian Slam Ball player. And then after that, you had the Riders got added and the Bandits. And the Bandits had the worst uniforms ever. It was white and purple. Why? Why would you do that?
Everybody else should go out and listen to the song "Smooth Rider" by Dave Matthews Band. It's a good goddamn song.
And then the Diablos and the Steel eventually just changed their names to infinitely worse names of the Hombres and the Maulers.
If I could just say the Steel changed their name to the Aluminum.
Nah, Steel became the Maulers. The uniforms got cooler. It was I'm gonna describe it and it's gonna sound terrible, but if I sent a picture, you get it. It was like it was a brown and white uniform. Okay. It sounds terrible, but it really worked.
Fair enough. I believe you. Thousands wouldn't, but I do.
Also, the Steel / Maulers had the whitest player in slam ball history, Mike Goldman.
Goldman.
Battle for 10th place between Arno Adrakor, who's having a bit of a rough day, and I believe that is Scott Nick in the number 46 car. Looks like he's suffered some damage. Front end of that car does not look right. Get on board with Arno. Arno's season has been a weird one. It's been this massive highs and lows. A two-time race winner, taking wins at Brno as well as Indianapolis. Also podiums at Hungaroring and Spa-Francorchamps. But like, there's also been the terrible run at Zhuhai, and of course a generally problematic season. He's also had a lot of technical issues. Byron is BRBs. So it is just me guiding you through this race. And we ride on board with me, Michael Magas, running in 6th place behind John Barker and Marky Day. That's the car up ahead. Getting into the last bit of the track here, that final chicane, which is very difficult. Very hard to get entirely correct. Seeing a lot of track limit abuse penalties coming up. There's a couple of places that it's very easy to cut the track here. The final chicane is one, as well as the right-hand turn off of the back straightaway. These will be common track cut locations. As Scott Nick trying to attack against the Lotus of Fight, which he's going to lose out to, and not only lose out to him, but also Arno Adrakor, who moves up into 10th place. Plenty of time here to go, an hour and 15 minutes. We are, what does that work out to, 1/6 of the way through the race? Yeah. And things are shaping up. Bertrand Barrier well out in front, 4-second lead. And about a 4.5-second lead in the GT4 category for Ariel Zatoni over Cole McRae, who is having a very good day. Talk about Cole not being around for a while. He is coming off of, let's see here. He was 12th place in the season opener, and then he had double DNFs, so it's been a rough season for him.
3 months of juvity, and you know.
No, I think Bielu is the man who's been sentenced to juvie, because he's actually got a negative score right now. He's had more penalty points than points scored.
Yikes.
Which is not really, it's not as bad as it sounds. He's actually had one penalty. It's just the season is, he's combined a lack of point scoring efforts with a 10-point penalty. And that has put him at -6.
That sounds less than ideal.
Luciano Achazo battling with your boy, Andrew D.
The D stands for debonair.
I was going to go with the D stands for dependable, but debonair.
Wow, that's boring and probably accurate.
Michael Magas going side by side with John Barker. into turn 1. Can he make the job done? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Barker's got him covered off through the first 2 turns. And we'll see what the Audi can do about this 5th place that John Barker currently has. Tobias TH is in behind them. He is going to be a threat, danger man to them, because he is quite quick. Has made his way up from the back of the field after something happened. I do believe he was hit by Martin Edmonds when his pedals failed. As David Marcaday continues to battle with Magic Kazchuk.
Remember, kids, a Marcaday keeps the stewards away.
Why am I being recommended a video from a channel called Daughter of the Most High? Warning, dream, and prophetic word from Gog and Magog. That does not sound like something I would want to watch.
Wait, what? Gog Magog?
Gog/Magog.
Yeah. What the fuck? Who's recommending this to you? Where is this show?
YouTube.
You gotta hook me up with some of that.
So it's over on the sidebar where you get the hey, you've been watching stuff that relates to this. Go check it out. And it's like, everything else is cool. Like, there's a James O'Brien video. I kind of watch his stuff sometimes.
Sure, McGore, it's James O'Brien.
As Marcaday gets held up by Kazchuk again. There's another ESR video. Makes sense. There's a body language criminal investigation thing on Chris Watts, which I've watched a couple of those. So that works.
Body Language, excellent song by Queen. Go ahead.
There's a
Run, Do Not Walk to that.
There's just a random mix playlist. There's a Star Wars theory video, and there's an Arnold Schwarzenegger breaks down his own fight scenes video.
Nice. You gotta hook me up with Gog Magog. I want to know what that's about. Gog Magog was I can't remember if it's biblical or.
Well, it's Gog/Magog, which is biblical. It's about the word of God and anti-God.
Yeah. It's like some kind of weird Gemini giant in the Bible or something like that. That's all I really remember. And I've hooked you up with the trailer for the Warriors.
I saw that. Oh! Marcaday going around the outside of Magic Kazchuk, who broke really early there. What's up with that? Max Simmons as continue to hold off Rene Ermer. Henrik Andreassen's dropped back to the back of the pack amongst the GT2s. Excluding Rui Martins and James Butler, who I think Butler might be out of the race. His gap is climbing, so he's either off the track or he's in the pit lane. I'm not sure which is more likely. Martins is down a lap, but does appear to still be running. Just having a terrible, terrible day. As we pick up Luciano Echazo, the GT2 championship leader.
GT17.
He's running in 3rd place today. Battling with Andrew D, which has been a common occurrence. D really kind of needs to make a statement today if he wants to be in the picture come to the final at Daytona for the championship, because we are heading to double points at Daytona International Raceway. I believe that's a really long race. Just looking for confirmation here. Yeah, it's 144 minutes. Not really sure what's up with 144. Seems like a weird choice, but okay. And that will be on March 19th. By the way, starting up on March, I believe it's next Sunday, whatever, is the beginning of our ACC GT Challenge series in Assetto Corsa Competizione. I will be stewarding and administrating that series, and you should join up if you are watching this right now, because I think it'll be a lot of fun. Luciano Echazo on the tail. the regular faces there, including the return of Wesley Stokes.
That makes me stoked. Wesley is stoked, and so should you be.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can drive around and in voice chat just start shouting, "Shut up, Wesley!" And then he will have you banned.
The journeys of Wesley Crusher. Boy genius, and yeah, I really don't have anything else to add on that.
One might say that he is the Star Trek equivalent to VJ Penn.
I actually just finished listening to an audiobook voiced by Will Wheaton. So,
Very
ironic.
Nice.
It was The Martian.
It's not ironic. It's coincidental.
Coincidental.
Wait,
And
he
now,
did The Martian?
He did. At least the one I had.
Oh, see, the good one's the one with R.C. Bray. I heard that they were re-recording it, and I was mad. The one with R.C. Bray is fucking amazing. The guy's so sarcastic.
Michael Magas has found his way ahead of John Barker. We missed that. So that is, what was that, 5th place? Yeah, 5th place. Barker now under pressure from Tobias TH. And the pit window is open. You can see the little red squares beside the names. If it's red, they still need to do pit stop. If it turns green, they have handled their business.
It's a little bit like the rules of cooking. If it's golden brown, crunch it down.
Very Porsche dominated in the GT2 field today. Top 4 all Porsches, and then the 3 Audis of Simmons, Irmer, and Delgado, and then Andreasen in the other Porsche. Work their way through some back traffic there. I think that's Mateus Gonzalez. It's getting lapped. By the Audi team. Luciano Ichazo still up in 3rd place, trying to put the pressure on Andrew D as they work their way through some traffic. That is Steve Davidson and Dan Fight.
D-Fight. You bring D-Fight to you.
Bring D-Fight to you, yes.
You sure it's not feet?
I'm pretty sure it's Fight. I think I asked him.
Dear David Feet. Or as we say here in Canada, David Meter.
I actually found someone the other day. It was Simeon Naku, who had no idea what someone's weight in pounds would be.
Oh, yeah, I have the opposite problem.
We were discussing weight loss, and I'm like, yeah, I told him my weight, and he's like, well, what is that in kilograms? I'm like, I very seldom get asked that. Luciano Ichazo dives down the inside of John Barker to try to keep up with Andrew D. And Michael Magas is next up on their list. And there they go. I would have liked it the camera had stuck there, because it looked like Ichazo got past D, but it is showing him a 1/10 of a second behind. So it looks like he failed to get out of that corner fast enough. There it is. Ichazo versus D.
I just say largely unsuccessful.
Fair enough. Man, you can really see the brakes doing work when you get the sideways view of the cam, because you can see the glowing brake discs.
That's where the good dust is. You gotta get in there and huff that.
Ichazo gives a little bit of nudge into the hairpin, and I think that's going to get him through. A little bit of a bump and pass, but I would say pretty legal. D is still there, though. Looks like D is a little bit faster in a straight line. Makes sense. Ichazo is carrying a fair amount of ballast from his various successes this season. As, happens when you've been on the podium in all but one race this season, actually. Finished P5 in Indianapolis. That was his only non-podium. He's won at Hungaroring and Zhuhai. Second place finish at Spa-Francorchamps, and 3/3 at Lausitz, Brno, and Sonoma.
Who's got the license?
That being said, it should be mentioned, his 2 wins in his second place were the first 3 races of the season. And the last 4, 3/3 and a 5th is still not bad, but it is a little bit downtrodden. As Max Simmons has really picked up the pace lately.
I've been mistreated.
Tobias TH just got the door opened by John Barker there. Barker with a big mistake, and the Porsche is through. And now they've got some lapped traffic working its way through. Gianno Ichazo, as well as Max Simmons there. So the 2 championship battlers are right with each other. And we go side by side with Fight and Davidson. Battle over 8th place. John Barker trying to use the blue flags to get back past Tobias TH, but I think the red Porsche is hanging on against the yellow BMW. Oh, a little tricky there. Tobias kind of edging Barker towards lap traffic. Oh, contact. I felt like that was going to happen. Mauricio Delgado collects John Barker. That's what happens when you get some separate battles going on in a blue flag situation.
But because it's Mauricio, we'll allow it.
A tough one. I think if Barker reports that, there'll be a look at it. But I don't.
If he reports it, we know how to deal with snitches.
Sir, he's an admin.
Snitches.
You can't be an admin and a snitch, Byron.
Snitches receive sutures.
You are in fact the people that are being snitched to.
Champagne to my real friends and real pain to my sham friends.
Solid.
It's a Fall Out Boy song.
Hit and miss with Fall Out Boy. Sometimes I enjoy
That's true. They started out real strong, fell off, came back with a massively awesome album, and then sort of
fell off again.
Fell off again, yeah. If you want a quality, awesome fucking song or album, check out Save Rock and Roll. It's even got like a video story to go along with it on their YouTube channel, so every song got made it into a video, including the one with Elton John.
Nice. Fight still battling with Steve Davidson over 7th place in the GT4 field. Davidson's having one of his best seasons in a long time. Currently finds himself in 9th place in the GT4 championship. Fight has had, I want to say, a very rocky season. Started off with no points in the opener at Hungaroring, DNF'd at Spa. Had a decent run at Lausitz Ring. I think Lausitz Ring anyways was 3rd round. No, Zhuhai, pardon me. Missed Lausitz Ring. Had his only top 10 of the season at Brno, but took a penalty. And since then has not scored a single point.
But has he scored dual points?
DNFing in Indianapolis, and he was absent for Sonoma. Finds himself down in 21st position in the GT4 field. But running in the top 10 today, so it'd be nice if he can get his best finish of the season.
Even better than that last time he did that thing?
Yes.
Dang.
Oh, down the inside! That was a little overly aggressive, I think. Bit too late on the brakes, and Davidson will hang on. No harm, no foul, but I think a little bit of impatience showing. Mark Day battling with Magic Kaschuk, and in the background is the bonnetless Porsche of Henrik Andreasen, who's kind of looking at the blue flags and going, guys, can you call a pause, a timeout while I get through here?
Negative Ghost Rider. There will be no pausings.
To Mercedes versus BMW. Championship leader Mark Cadet. Battling against Kashchuk. How's Kashchuk done this season? He's in 5th. He's done quite well. Had the DNF at Spa, but otherwise it's been a very good season, although losing 3rd place here, it looks like, to Mark Cadet.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to post Spa Day by Leaf in the general chat just to watch people freak out. I totally forgot to do that.
Andreasen got held up very badly there under blue flags. If he could possibly ask for a review on that one. It's a hard one because I mean you've got 2 people fighting over 3rd place. Like you got to respect their rights to continue their race, but it has cost him big time. He's now 9 seconds off of Irmer, and he's now got Mauricio Delgado on his tail. So I would say Andreasen has a little bit of a bone to pick there. As for Kashchuk, it's been a solid season, highlighted by a pair of 5th place finishes at Indianapolis and Brno. But he's been in the top 10 in every race but Spa-Francorchamps, where he DNF'd. So he has scored heavily and finds himself in 5th place.
But what if he was in dead place?
Kind of an outside chance at a championship. Oh, Davidson goes wide.
No, it's just a pit.
And Fight is, I don't know. Fight may be feeling bad about that. I didn't think he really nudged him, but looks like he might have. And lets Davidson get back on track. So it looks like we've lost Arno Adrakor at some point. John Barker and Fight now fighting.
A Drakor or the Drakor?
A Drakor.
Oh, the singular Drakor. The last Drakor.
I don't know why, but it just made me think of the Fight Club bit where he's talking with the airport security guy. Baggage checker. No, it's
because he says a dildo.
Yeah. We have to use exactly where you're going. We have to use the non-possessive article a dildo, not your dildo. I don't know why, but that is one of my favorite scenes. In the movie.
Is fantastic. It is one of those immortal scenes in cinema history. This is perfectly executed, especially when your boy's like, it's not. Like, he just kind of waves him off.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't. I've heard it before.
I've heard every excuse you can come up with.
It's fine. I'm not here to judge, but I will.
Generally a great movie. If you've not seen Fight Club, go check it out.
It's got David Fight in it. 100% guaranteed.
It's got Holt McCallum in it, which is always good.
It does.
And a rather early role for Jared Leto.
Yeah. Yeah, anybody who doesn't like Jared Leto, you'll love this movie. Spoiler alert. I don't know who needs a spoiler alert for Fight Club, but there it is.
Yes, I mean, it's a film from the 90s, everybody. I mean, if you need a spoiler alert, I feel like it's too late.
Max Simmons, if you're out there, spoiler alert, homie. As a matter of fact, Max Simmons, if you're out there, I will definitely sit down and watch Fight Club with you anytime. I don't care.
John Barker up the inside of David Fight, speaking of Fight Club. And it looks like he is going to get the job done, but the inside line will go to Fight for the next turn. Let's see if it happens. Fight going down the inside, getting late on the brakes. Takes to the grass. Not enough. Barker's got that spot. You, of course, note that we this is one of the examples of the Japanese love of having tracks cross over themselves with the bridge there. They do it at Suzuka and they do it here as well.
And I quite frequently do it on Trackmania.
Indeed.
I almost called it Race Mania.
Race Mania.
Race Mania, the track experience.
Trackmania Nations forever.
Correct. I always get confused because I've actually bought a couple of.
Yeah, I bought one of them.
So when I like go to get back into it, it's like, which one?
I think two actually.
Two.
I think I have Trackmania. So there's the upgrade from Nations Forever, which is United Forever.
I think it's just United.
Might be just United, and then I've also got Trackmania Stadium.
Yeah, I think I've got that one too. 1, 2, and you don't stop.
It's a shame that those games do not work well on multiplayer. Ugh.
Correct. Somebody please.
Someone please fix that.
come up with a better solution.
They work on LAN beautifully. We played at the LAN party all the time. Byron's tracks have become a hollow trademark of our LAN party experience, along with horrendously politically incorrect names in Unreal Tournament.
Correct. To the point where at some point we just end up, all playing as dictators, killing each other in Unreal Tournament. Dictator, best kind of tater. No, wait, that would be tater tots.
Or we end up playing the AI at the game mode Onslaught, and we break the game by firing too many Redeemer nuclear missiles at the same time. We only did that once, but I'm kind of intrigued to recreate the problem. See if it crashes again. As, that is Rene Ermer having a spin-off at the final chicane.
Rene Ermier.
Scott Nick, by the way, is our first pit stopper. He comes in quite early. Not that early, I guess. We're approaching 51 minutes remaining. The
Scott Nick of scottnick.com.
I think we'll see the pit stops heat up probably in the 50 to 40 minute range. I think that'll be the prime pit stop moments. So Max Simmons continues to trail Romain Barthez. Pardon me. It's a problem when Luciano and Romain use the same livery.
Well, I mean, they're both from Nicaragua. Which is a joke.
Not a ton of action going on the field. Like, there's a number of, close battles that are still simmering. Barker and Fight, we've seen a bit of. We got this one between Ichazo and D. We've got Kaschuk and Markaday very close to each other. We got Magas and Tobias TH very close together. So there's a lot of tension, but not a lot of necessarily action going on, although Simmons there did try to get past Romain Barthez, to no avail as they head into the hairpin.
Tension Nasukawa.
And onto the back straight. Tension Nasukawa, yes.
You do not play with fire, electricity, or Tension Nasukawa.
Very true.
Or in a way.
Tobias TH up on the tail of Michael Magas. And Simmons still on the tail of Romain Barthez.
That Magas kid, he seems kind of okay.
How has Romain Barthez done this season, actually? I recall him missing a bunch of races. And I'm correct. I'm looking at his results. He has 3 no-shows and a DQ and a DNF. He's only finished 2 races. So not good. 4th place at Spa-Francorchamps and 6th place at Bruno are his only... Oh! And he just about got punted there by Max Simmons, as he had a bit of a rough time, and Simmons almost makes contact. Surprised Simmons wasn't able to get through there. So it has been a rough season for Barthez. But the pace is always there. Andrew D. Gianno Ichazo close together. Been close together pretty much the whole time. You can see the leader, Bertrand Barria, up ahead. 5.5 seconds up. Ariel Zatoni now. Ariel Zatoni now about 8 seconds up in the GT4 categories. Mauricio Delgado is your second pit stopper.
Mauricio.
And Henrik Andreasen and Rene Ermer follow him in. So the back end of the GT2 is getting their early pit stop in. Your commentary is from Pedant Magas and Giganto Byron.
See.
Tobias TH in the pits for service.
Giggity. Service me, baby.
I'm not sure you're allowed to ask that.
Rotate my tires. Gotta get my tie rod end in. Somebody manipulate my transmission.
Now I'm having flashbacks to the King of the Hill episode where they're a pit crew. Well, Boomhauer isn't. Boomhauer's the driver, but you know, makes sense.
I need somebody to check on my grease nipple.
All right, guys, we're practicing taking all 4 tires off, putting the new tires on. Let's get moving. Let's go. Let's go. Man attached. Man attached. As Dale has managed to bolt himself to the tire. Oh, David Marcaday with a spin. That is not going to help him. That's the entrance to the pit lane.
Marcaday keeps the vertigo away, but you might still spin around.
I've been watching King of the Hill with a friend of mine who has never seen King of the Hill. So that's interesting.
I mean, that makes 2 of us. But it's another one of those, like, I know I've seen episodes, probably, but probably also haven't.
Gotcha.
I don't know. He just kind of really fell off after he made Beavis and Butthead. He just went really downhill. Except for Beavis and Butthead, the movie, and Idiocracy, and Office Space. And
Marcaday manages to come out ahead of Tobias TH despite the spin. So, not hurt too much. A couple other cars in the pit lane. Including race leader Bertrand Barrier, I think, is in the pits.
Bertrand the Burial Barrier. The Barrier to success.
In this case, kind of.
The Gatekeeper Barrier.
There's Roman Barthez in the pit lane. There is the race leader, or a prior race leader, Bertrand
the racist
Barrier.
leader.
He'll rejoin in 5th position. Or 4th position, because he'll overtake Barthez there. And Barthez getting ready to rejoin as well. We ride on board with David Fite, who is once again battling with John Barker. This has been going on for quite some time. It looks like he's going to get the better of Barker. And Barker maybe needs to get in the pit lane, because it looks like that car is sliding around a lot.
Is it greasy?
I would say the tires are.
Is it all greased up?
But unfortunately for Fite, he was unable to capitalize there.
Get some hot rubber going on there. Is that what's going on here?
GT4 race leader Ariel Zatoni in the pit lane, so Cole McRae takes over the lead, and Michael Magas is in.
Welcome to the Hot Rubber Podcast. I'm going to be your host, Captain Grease Nipple.
Oh, that is Rui Martins off the track.
This is the kind of quality and on-point entertainment people really do tune in for.
Totally.
My co-host, Ajax Slippery Wicket. Did I ever tell you about the time I ended up in Ajax?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, so I was, here I am, probably junior high age-ish in there. Anybody not familiar with junior high? Because I understand that doesn't happen everywhere. There's like grade 8, 9, 10 can be in a different place than a high school or an elementary school or primary school, if you will. So I'm probably somewhere in that age of like 13 to 16, 17, so not even, probably 13 to 15, somewhere in there. And we decided to go to Alberta. We're going to go to Alberta and on vacation. We're going to go see like the Royal Tyrrell Museum, which is awesome. Anybody ain't been there, go to Drumheller, go to the Royal Tyrrell Museum, and there used to be a reptile world there too. And you got a python or boa constrictor, and you can like have her on your shoulders and have the picture. That thing was heavy as fuck. I'm gonna let you know right now.
John Barker and David fight in the pit lane, and continue.
The big snakes you see on like documentaries and shit, those things are entirely muscle and bone, and then whatever they ate. So heavier than fuck. But we were gonna, I can't remember, we were going to go from, I believe, Calgary to Drumheller, and somehow or other, and this was like not in the middle of the night, but it was...
I do have to interrupt you for a hot second here, because Magic Caschuk has overtaken Cole McRae in the pit lane.
Oh my god, you can't do that, that's penalty.
So that's going to be second place for Caschuk. McRae with a slow pit stop. And he has dropped back a little bit. He was in a very comfortable second place and now finds himself behind Caschuk, Marcaday, and Tobias TH. Wow. Problems for Cole McRae.
Dun, dun, dun.
Continue, Byron.
So, I mean, long story short, where it's like late-ass evening, closing in on midnight, my brother and I are in our, like, I'm probably early teens. My brother's not a teenager yet, and we're lost as fuck. And we end up, hey, oppa, get him.
Marcaday shoving Caschuk off.
Just made you into a space cadet.
I need to make a note of that because that will go before the steward, because that's
dun dun dun.
That was not good.
I liked it personally. Morally questionable. Personally, I liked it. Yeah, so we just ended up like we went down the wrong back road to the wrong place and ended up we had to call like the hotel in Drumheller because they, stopped taking people in at a certain point. We're like, oh, we're not there yet. We're sorry. We don't know. We're lost. And the good people at the hotel managed to talk us in because we were in Ajax, Alberta.
Oh boy.
They're like, oh no, we know where you are. Okay, come over this way.
I mean, that is not it's not the best getting lost story.
No, it was just very funny because, and my brother and I couldn't stop laughing because of, big Looney Tunes fans. So Ajax and Acme.
Steve Davidson getting a free spot there for Fight. Oh, you know what? I remember Fight going in the pits. We saw it on screen. And he has not served his pit stop, so I would not be surprised if he's not fucking with his pit stop settings to try and figure out what went wrong. And that might be why he is going slowly.
Maybe I just misremembered my own story. Maybe we ended up in Acme, Alberta. Either way, interesting adventure.
My best one is still, and this is not me getting lost, this is me waking up in the middle of the night because my phone's going off. This is when I was in college, and answering the phone and going, hello? Because it was an unknown number. I'm like, what the fuck? And the voice on the other end is like, you know where Gresham is? I'm like,
Oregon?
Who is this? It's Fraser. Why do you need to know where Gresham is? I am in Gresham and I don't know where it is. Oregon? Anyways, long story short, he had somehow gotten so wasted in Vancouver that he crossed the border without remembering it and had ended up in Gresham, Oregon.
Well, that's not just one border, that's two borders.
Indeed, that's a whole other state.
That's 2 states south, sir.
Mm-hmm. It's impressive work.
Motherfucker goes deep.
Didn't have his cell phone anymore, but he did have his wallet still.
Fair enough.
Pick up Magic Caschuk, who is the victim of getting nudged out by Marcaday.
Victim of change.
And now finds himself in a Tobias TH and Cole McRae sandwich.
What kind of lube do you think they use in their engines?
Probably different kinds.
I gotta put in that 90 weight.
So not sure what happened with Cole's pit stop, because he dropped from 2nd all the way to 5th. Behind Kaschuk, behind Markaday, and behind Tobias TH. Ariel Zatoni also apparently did not have a very good pit stop, because he's only 4.5 seconds up ahead. So, some differences in the pits as Michael Magas finds himself on the grass. And we'll lose a couple of spots there to Steve Davidson and to John Barker. Still waiting on Max Simmons to pit. Still waiting on Dave Feit to sort out if he's gonna pit, depending on what's going on with his problems there. Surprise, surprise! Max Simmons, last guy to pit, as Luciano Echazo rejoins the festivities. And Cole McRae with a spin.
He's just showing off now.
So both Audis in the space of a lap spinning out there in the GT4 category. They were looking very good for maybe a double top 5.
And now it's going to be a triple top 7.
No, because there's only 2 of them. It's still a double, whatever it is.
The quadruple top 9.
GT2s making their way through there as we have gotten over halfway home. Approaching 2/3 of the way. That is Mauricio Delgado making his way through the traffic. We'll give a quick wrap up once we get a pit stop for Max Simmons, because that will mean everyone has been in, and we can give a sort of update on all the standings and the battles going on.
All you got to know is that most people have switched to the K-bar. They prefer that. It goes well through the hood and into manifold and just really fucks up the opponent.
Chuck still running in 4th place.
The newly married Magic Cabbage Truck.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably not married yet. I know he's engaged.
He is engaged. I think he's still engaged, but I'm not sure.
That's all right. I still refer to the One True Kyle's girlfriend as the wife.
I mean, that's acceptable.
They've been together for forever. And not to put anything out in public that, well, she's never going to hear this. He's owned a ring for a long time and just has never proposed.
Oh.
So I don't know what the deal is. But I know, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Like every 6 or 8 months, I'll remember this. This is the case. I'm like, you fucking proposed yet? No.
Nope.
What the fuck?
Either Barthez or Echazo off the track there. I'm looking at the gaps to see if I can figure out which one it is. I'm not sure. Looks like whoever it is recovered at this point. I think it was Echazo, though. Because he's dropped back about 12 seconds off Andrew D.
He was eyeing up your gap. How does that make you feel?
How does it make you?
Let us know in the comments below how it makes you feel.
Oh, I can officially announce 2 new matchups for the Costa Rican Deathmatch.
Is it going to be the One True Kyle versus literal hiatus?
It is going to be Brady Storm's Edge Frutrell versus Ayrton Tobin. So, wrestler versus karate guy. Is there a more classic matchup?
The Karachi Kid.
As Cole McRae has a spin around again. Cole's had a couple of spins lately. I wonder if something has gone horribly wrong for him. Maybe just did 2 tire swap, which I think a lot of people did. But maybe just unable to get heat back into the tires that cooled down during the pit stop. I don't know.
You got heat.
And we will also have Alex Pandolfo versus Uriel Iglesias Nieto. Or Nieto. I think it's Nieto. And that also means it's that Steve McGinnis is going to fight Toby Garcia. So we have our bracket.
The Heffalump versus the Goats.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like Toby is not the Goats. Toby is the Ghosts.
That's the
with
joke.
his whole super pale Mexican gimmick.
It's Poltergeists. It's touched by an uncle. No,
I forget now if I think he's not. I think he's adopted by Mexicans. He's not actually Mexican.
He's actually Canelo.
Actually Canelo. Oh boy.
Yep. I didn't want to let you. I didn't want you to wig out or go crazy, but you're actually talking with Canelo.
Oh, that would be very cool. Except he's blonde, not redhead.
You can't prove that.
You're right. I don't think I know what he looks like.
Also Photoshop.
That's true. I tend to trust people when they send a picture of themselves
Yeah.
for the simulation. So, yeah. I assume so. Either that or I just have to second guess like literally everything, and I don't want to get into that. Oh, Ariel Zatoni! Longtime GT4 race winner. He's spun off, and now it's Markaday leading from Tobias TH and Magic Kaschak. He was on his own. How does that happen?
Well, what happened was Weasel got loose in the glove compartment, and then he scissored and then jumped back with the cab over Pete with the reefer on.
Well, I was going to say, like, before the pit stop, like, the winners seemed pretty sorted out. It was going to be Barrier in the GT2 category. It was going to be Zatoni in the GT4 category, and there wasn't really a lot to talk about there. Suddenly there is, because now you got Markaday leading by 0.8 of a second over Tobias TH and only 1.2 seconds over this man, Magic Kaschak. And Markaday and Kaschak have already traded some paint here today and might be looking at a stewardess inquiry. So this is very interesting now, suddenly for the race win. Zatoni is still 4th, so he's still in this mix. And Cole McRae is in 5th and still in this mix.
Get him, Cole.
And then this battle here, 6th place Steve Davidson and 7th place John Barker. Barker losing control of the car a little bit there.
Out of control.
And we have someone in the pits. That is Max Simmons. So the final pit stopper is in. We've lost 4 cars, 20 still running. Simmons is the last to serve his pit stop. Bertrand Barrier, who's battling with Simmons for the lead here effectively, is working his way through traffic at not the most opportune of times as he gets through Kaschak, and now he's going to try and get past Tobias TH as well as Markaday. There is Simmons. He is still stationary, still up on the jacks. You can see the wheels are in the air. He's getting either tires or fuel. Barrier's easily going to overtake him. D is easily going to overtake him as well. I wonder if anyone else will, because of course Simmons' big battle was with Roman Barthez, who is running in 5th place. We'll see where he comes out in relation to the Argentinians, Ichazo and Barthez. It's going to be behind Ichazo, and it looks like it's going to be ahead of Barthez because I don't see him on the start-finish straight. No, Barthez did get him. Okay. Just got him. Less than a second. All right, so with all the pit stops taken care of, we got Bertrand Barrier leading from Andrew D by less than a second. Ichazo's quite a ways back in 3rd place. He's got Barthez for company. Quite a ways back. Barthez is under pressure from Simmons. And in the GT4 category, it is Markaday leading the way from Tobias TH by 0.7 of a second. Magic Kaschak is about 2 seconds back of the lead in 3rd place, followed by Ariel Zatoni, the longtime race leader, and Cole McRae. So the top 5 has been kind of chopped on its head there, with Zatoni dropping back to 4th place and McRae to 5th place after those two were running 1-2 for large portions of this race. So things are suddenly very, very interesting for both race wins after it was boring for quite some time. So I'm very hyped. And we got 1/3 race distance still to go.
And that distance is 2 feet.
We've lost Martin Edmonds due to technical difficulties. We have also lost James Butler, Arno Adrakor, and Dan Fight from the race. We are left with 9 GT2 runners and 11 GT4 runners as Steve Davidson allows Simmons. Oh boy! Max Simmons is all kinds of on the edge right now. He wants through on Roman Barthez.
Time to enact super secret plan, which is put him in the wall.
I mean, it's an option.
Best option.
Andrew D. Would this be Andrew D's first win? I'm going to check this out. Andrew D. Indeed, this would be his first win if he pulls off. He's been on the podium twice, taking third at Zhuhai and Indianapolis. He is a championship contender despite missing both Hungaroring and Spa-Francorchamps. If he can get the win here, he would move himself solidly into third place and be within striking distance when it comes down to the double points event at Daytona.
But only if he cashes in on the Powerball.
Well, he really does need to find that Powerball right now. He needs that blue shell right now to you know, carve his way to victory here, to give the Mario Kart referential. As for Barrier, where is he? Oh yeah, he's had some rough times. He's DNFs at Spa, DNFs at Brno, second place finishes at Zhuhai and Lausitzring, so it would be his first win as well. So it's looking increasingly likely we'll get a first-time winner in the GT2 category. Although not so much in the GT4 category, because Marcaday was a winner last time out at Sonoma, so he officially punched his ticket with a win. If Tobias TH doesn't have a win, I'm going to be very surprised. There it is. He has one at Lausitzring. So they are both winners. Kazchuk is not, so I guess that would be the hope. And McRae is not. Ariel Zatoni is also not been a winner. That's surprising. By the way, Tobias, you've changed your name on RaceApp to your full name, because I know, because you're on my baseball team.
Wow.
But you haven't done it in-game, my friend. What's the deal?
I believe it's because it's literally unpronounceable in human tongue.
Possibly. I've been pronouncing it plenty on stream, and he's not told me I'm wrong.
He told me privately that to pronounce it correctly, you would have to invert both nostrils and turn your tongue upside down, but he's not mad.
Oh, this tastes wonderful, Mr. To pronounce it correctly, I would have to pull out your tongue. There is the battle for the GT4 lead. 4 cars in one shot. It's Marcaday from TH, Kazchuk, and Zatoni. All 4 could easily take home victory yet. It would be a first for Magic. It would be a first for Zatoni. It would be a second victory for Tobias or for Marcaday. It'd be 2 in a row for Marcaday, actually, because, of course, he was the winner at Sonoma. Tobias has not tasted victory since round 4 at Lausitzring. In fact, hasn't tasted the podium since then. 6th place at Brno, DNF at Indianapolis, and a 5th place at Sonoma. Been a rough time for Tobias lately. Kazchuk looking down the inside. Lap traffic coming through. Kazchuk is through!
Ta-da!
And Barthez and Simmons are trying to get through as well.
Simmons, you have been given 5 penalty points for violating the Kawaii Code.
They have indeed gotten through on TH, and TH might be in some problems here because suddenly Ariel Zatoni's just cruising up to him in this Lotus on the inside line through the start-finish straight and into turn 1 and into 3rd place. So Tobias TH, in the process of a mere 2 turns, finds himself going in 2nd place and coming out in 4th place. John Barker also overtaking Steve Davidson for 6th place. Diaz gets past Marcaday. Next up for that will be Simmons. So Tobias seems to be moving fine now. I don't know what happened. Just loss of power on that straightaway? I don't know.
It's probably all the hallucinogens he's been jacking up over the weekend.
Sir, I will not stand idly by while you insult a man by bringing up his addictions.
I'd say addictions. It's recreational. Somebody said addictions.
He may not appreciate you putting that out there, Byron.
Well, how was he going to tell? He's all hopped up on hallucinogens.
You're just making this worse.
Or better.
Race leader Bertrand Barrier continues to be about a second ahead of Andrew D. Some pressure still going on there. Ariel Zatoni back up into the third place, so back onto the podium. A place he has been just once this season. Third place at Bruno. As Ricardo Costa has a spin. Letting you all enjoy some of the sounds of twin rig Motegi here with the cars. RaceRoom does have one of the finest audio designs of all the racing games. I think it does a very good job.
But what if we replaced all the engine sounds with ice cream truck music?
Then we would have Frosty Chillingsworth the game.
I'm down with that.
Rated 18 plus. See all the lovely sights. I assume Martin at this point is in charge of the camera. Moving it around. Letting us admire the beauty.
Non-stop helicopter cam, OP.
Haven't heard the sound of the helicopter cans. I don't think so.
And then it crashes into the Dunlop sign. Very, what you call your, Mission Impossible. When they did the helicopter through the tunnel scene.
Mission Impossible, making Tom Cruise look good.
Mission Improbable.
Also, the first thing I actually saw Simon Pegg in.
What?
He was in the third or fourth movie. I don't remember which now.
He was in like a much later one than that.
I think he was in the fourth one, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was the fifth movie.
I think he was in the fourth.
I have a feeling you probably saw Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz way before that.
I still have not seen Shaun of the Dead.
Are you on drugs?
I have not seen Shaun of the Dead.
You are on drugs.
I've not.
I didn't say you hadn't. I'm just accusing you of being on drugs.
Not at the moment. Got some painkillers to take later. Ricardo Costa sideways at the side of the track again.
Neat.
I got some painkillers later, so I will be on drugs later, but
hell yeah.
Not yet. Ariel Zatoni on the tail of Magic Kazchek. Whoa. That Lotus is going. Oh no! He got too late on the brakes and loses it again.
Wah, wah.
Tobias TH retakes third place.
How can you have seen Hot Fuzz and yet not have seen Shaun of the Dead?
Well, I didn't willingly see Hot Fuzz.
Wow.
That's not a. It just was on at a party, is what I mean. I saw it.
I really want to watch it. It's just one of the best movies ever.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I did enjoy
You
it.
would go that far if only you had taste.
I have no taste. We've been through this.
The only taste he has is the taste for massive amounts of painkillers.
I don't think 2 pills counts as a massive amount. Okay.
Depends on how big the pills are.
They're standard size pills.
What kind of standard are we talking about? Like metric or
Standard metric.
there's 1 metric pill each.
I mean, if you count fiber pills as drugs, maybe that, because I did have 4 of those this morning.
4?
You're supposed to have 5 in one sitting, actually.
Bruh. Why don't you just swallow a whole fucking broom?
Keeps you regular when you're on a keto diet.
Fair enough. But I also recommend, celery or something.
I really do not like celery.
Wow. Doesn't watch Hot Fuzz. Can't eat celery.
I can eat it. You put it in front of me, I will eat it.
Man,
I don't like it.
Matter that is green.
Yes, I can. I had broccoli today.
That barely counts. That's only one of 17 things that are the same plant. You laugh. It's true.
I know.
Anybody who
Still
doesn't
funny.
understand, look it up. It's the same plant is broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and there's at least 2 other things that are all basically the same plant. They just have been bred to produce different things. Cauliflower.
By the way, Ariel Zatoni is taking back 3rd place, so we'll see if he gets back into this fight. But it looks like it's become a 2-way fight for the win here between Markaday and Kaschuk. Barrier and D battling for the GT2 win still. Otherwise, GT2 fairly spread out right now. Ichazo kind of on his own. Simmons has got 4 seconds back to Barthez. Ermer's on his own. Delgado's on his own. Martins is on his own. We've lost Henrik Andreasen by the looks of it, as Mauricio Delgado returns to the track from A-Spin. Still a lot of good battles going on through the GT4 field. As we said, the battle between the top 4 is still on. Barker is still fighting with Davidson over 5th place, or 6th place, pardon me. And then Magas is not too far off of that. Andrew D on board. Chasing Bertrand Barrier. Looking down the inside. Can't get it yet, but they'll head into the chicane, still fighting over it. Barrier, by the way, has lost the front end of his car. You can see there's no bonnet on that car now.
Just a jaunty cap.
That will adversely affect the handling of the car for sure, and might explain why D has taken a considerable chunk out of him lately, and down the inside he goes. And that is Andrew D into the lead, everybody.
Yeah. He is the best.
The best.
Not a D-bag.
As Mauricio Delgado limps in from his contact with the wall. Byron, you got to talk with Mauricio Delgado, I think. The idea is to put other people in the wall, not yourself in the wall.
Yeah, live by the wall, die by the wall, motherfucker. He takes your chance, you buy your tickets, he takes the ride.
Steve Davidson's still on the tail of John Barker. Used to have been battling for a long, long time. I feel like you could just stick a camera on John Barker's car this race and never be out of things to look at, because he had the long battle with Kaschuk and with Markaday and with Magas and now with Davidson.
The next he'll go back in time and fight Hitler.
John Barker. 1940s man.
John Barker stars in Time Justice.
Time Justice.
Special guest star Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I mean, if anyone knows about going back in time, it's Junk Life, I think.
Correct.
Oh! Kazchek losing control of the car and almost collects Ariel Zatoni, but Zatoni moves into second place. Steve Davidson's still on the tail of John Barker.
This is the tale of one John Barker.
This is the tale of Captain Steve Davidson. You are the worst pirate I have ever heard of, but you have heard of me.
I kind of wish that I had kept watching those movies, and then I just kind of also don't. They seem like fun, and then I just kind of like, yeah.
They're fun if you just turn the brain off and don't think about it.
That's fair. I just sort of became more and more like, why are you fucking with Legolas and the cute chick? Like, why are you doing this?
Well, they moved past that eventually.
Did they?
Yeah.
The last thing I knew is like what Legolas had died, and she was gonna like bring him back, but she had to fuck Captain Jack first or something. I'm probably remembering that wrong, but I don't care.
I think you're remembering that correctly. It's Tobias TH.
I was going off of like trailers alone.
Oh. Well, Jack Sparrow's the one that dies, and then they have to go. They have to go and retrieve him from the pirates' version of Purgatory.
Why would you just leave him there?
It's a good question. Why? But they do.
You just leave him there, and then you get more rum.
That's when Jeffrey Rush comes back.
Oh, I didn't know he left.
Well, he was in the first movie and he died, and then he reappears in Stranger Tides.
Was he in the first? Oh, it's been so long.
He was. He's Captain Barboza. He was the Black Pearl King.
I thought he wasn't in it until like the second or third.
Nah, he's in the first one.
All right, fair enough. It's been a long. I think I've got the first one on the shelf over there. I haven't watched it since I probably bought it.
First one's good. Really enjoy that. Second one's pretty good too. And then after that,
yeah.
After that, it's brain's got to turn off a little bit for these to really work. Does have a good scene in the Stranger Tides movie where one of the Asian pirates is like, "We serve the highest bidder," and Jack Sparrow goes, "I have a ship. That would make you the highest bidder."
This is the tale of Captain Jack Spivak.
Sergei Spivak, LP!
Indeed. Fighting for justice, one time stream at a time.
One destruction. We've lost a couple of GT2 cars here. Looks like we lost Barrier and Mauricio Delgado. No!
Barrier
Not
got
Mauricio, as Ariel Zatoni just flies into the lead. What? Who put what in Ariel's car? Because this is ridiculous. The speed that he's got is insane. He's made so many mistakes, and yet with 10 minutes to go, is back in the lead of this race. But we have suddenly fallen down to just 5 GT2s. Andrew D., Luciano Echazo, Max Simmons, Roman Barthez, Rene Ermer. You got to finish the race to score points, guys. I think a lot of people forgot that rule.
It's not true. You can basically bribe anyone. You'll get points.
In the GT4 category, it is Zatoni leading from Mark O'Day, Kazchek, Tobias TH, John Barker, Steve Davidson, Michael Magas. Cole McRae's falling backwards. He is now in 8th place. And then it is Mateus Gonzalez, Scott Nick, and Ricardo Costa. Might still have Rui Martins running. I'm not sure. He's had such a bizarre race that I don't really know what to make of it.
Oh, I've got a really sick burn I could pull onto one of my friends right now, and I'm trying really hard to resist.
Let the hate fall through you.
Oh, I really want to. It's not hatred. It's just like really easy. Like, it's the easiest 360 no-scope dunk you've ever seen.
Let the meme flow through you.
Because he's like, wonder when if the Russians will just up and revolt on Putin. And I'm like, bro, they've been protesting for weeks now. And his response was, there's a difference between protest and revolting. And my response is going to be,
He's not wrong.
No one's accused your face of being protest.
Oh, that is very easy.
It's like, what's the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean? Never paid for a garbanzo bean on my face.
That's a good one. I was doing a big stretch there. I have been sitting in this chair for a long time, and I desperately need to go out for a walk after this.
Well, I mean, that's your own fault.
I mean, yes and no. I gotta do work.
Work, schmirk.
That's predominantly what I've been doing in said chair.
Just, rig the lottery in my favor, and neither of us have to work again.
Has to be a big lottery, though.
Well, I mean, if it's too big, then you won't have anything to do making it into a huge, huge fucking deal.
Luciano Machazzo can't make the move. Still smells that victory. He has not been to the top of the podium since round 3 at Zoo High, but he is winning the championship, so we'll see what he can do.
Me too.
Still trying to get that spot from Andrew D in the golf livery. By the way, Zatoni has pulled out to a 3-second advantage over Marcaday already, which is kind of insane. Magas seeing the blue flags as the leaders come around behind him. Well, Chazo thought about it.
I've done it. I've used my line on my friend and included the "ha, got him" gif. So if he's super mad, it's on him now.
It's on him now, yeah.
Oh my god!
Henrik Andreasen is in the stratosphere!
To infinity and beyond. Oh, how do you get away from Andrew D, you sons of bitches?
Henrik Andreasen has been summoned to help his people in the stratosphere. He's becoming the first Norwegian to orbit the planet.
Neat.
Engineers, when they're talking about speed, don't talk about things being very fast. They talk about velocity, inertia, mass, gravity. They're just hoping that I'll hear fastest man in space travel history and just go along with it, because I like the way that fastest man in space travel history sounds.
Do like it.
And I do like it.
I like it a lot.
Like a lot.
I'm not gonna tell them that.
I could rip a hole in my suit and fly around using it to do things. On the bright side, I could fly like Iron Man. It's actually not a bad idea. No, that is the worst idea that could possibly happen. It's the worst idea I've ever heard. No, not the whole idea. John Barker getting out of the way. And the battle for the lead continues. Well, technically, Mars would be governed by maritime law. And no, he explained it.
If you haven't read The Martian or watched the movie The Martian or listened to the audiobook The Martian, you have fucked up and missed out. Just do one of those
just
three
do yourself a favor.
Although if you watch the movie and you really like the movie, the book is like 1/3 extra what you get in the movie. This is the best
Chazo
movie
giving some
adaptation of all
nudges.
time.
It is very good. It is very, very good. I'm a little bit let down that the audiobook didn't go through the turn the beat around bit from the movie.
Oh.
Turn the beat around. No, I will not turn the beat around. Or the, on the bright side, I mean, I could think about the fact that the reason I feel warm is because there's a radioactive isotope behind me. But I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to enjoy the heat. Now to the bad side. This is the least disco song that Commander Lewis brought. Hot stuff,
hot stuff, baby, this evening. Yeah, the musical bits in the movie are fucking fantastic.
They are great.
Matt Damon, superstar, fucking all-time.
Matt Damon is awesome. Matt Damon is awesome. Luciano Ichazo still on the tail of Andrew D after getting a little bit too close a little while ago. Giving a little bit bump. Luciano, you don't make friends with Byron by bumping around Andrew D. Like, that's not how it works.
Ain't nothing wrong.
You give all the respect to the golf.
With a bump and grind. Unless, of course, you are Kelly.
How are we back at this? Marcaday is right back on the tail of Zatoni, who was 4 seconds ahead of him.
I don't know.
Ariel, could you stay on the track, please? This win should have been in the pack a long time ago with the speed that he has shown. But he keeps fucking up. His fastest lap is a 58.799. Marcaday's fastest lap is 2 minutes. You're more than a second faster a lap, Ariel. Just calm down and bring it home. This would be like the worst crew chief gig right now, is when your driver is obviously has the pace to win it and just has to not fuck up. And he keeps doing it. So it is Tony for, could be his final lap. It depends where D is on the circuit as to whether this will be his final lap, but could be his final lap here. Marcaday on his tail. Kazchuk is about 3 seconds back. Tobias TH has fallen quite a ways back. No longer really fighting. Kind of just settling into 4th place. John Barker in 5th. Davidson. Magas has caught up to Davidson. That gap is down to 1.1 seconds. Actually down to less than a second as I'm talking. So that battle is still going on in the 2 battles for the wins, basically. So we got basically 3 fights going on right now.
But David fight's not even in the race.
No, he's not. He's 18 laps down.
Can't be that many fights.
Actually, to be honest, he's 18 laps down behind a car that is currently in the atmosphere. So it's actually even worse. And the leaders are all together, actually, because it is the GT2 battle for the lead coming up to the GT4 battle for the lead in the last lap. Marcaday gets out of the way. Makes it easy. Oh, Ichazo going for it! D squeeze him. Ichazo's ahead. D on the switchback. Gets it. Back ahead.
It's your boy D squeezing.
Andrew D wants to make sure that golf livery gets to the top of the podium.
Golf oil to the front.
As Ariel Zatoni will just be like, yep, you guys head on through and I'll resume my fight with Marcaday. Andrew D, best lap 152.197. Best lap 152.153. So like much closer than the other battle we're looking at. Oh, he got it there again. Oh, spins around. And I don't know. I could see D getting looked at for that one.
I'll let it go.
probably be reviewed because that pretty much has decided this race in the favor of Andrew D. So we'll see. Can David Marcaday, winner at Sonoma, make it 2 in a row here against Ariel Satoni? Or will Lotus finally take its first win, I think? And it is going to be Ariel Zatoni who gets the victory here today, along with Andrew D. Marcaday and Ichazo come across the line. Second place for both of them. And we'll see how everything else wraps up. The only thing really up for stake, I think, is Davidson and Magas, who are about 4/10 apart right now. There is Magic Kazchuk. He's coming home in 3rd place. John Barker bringing home 5th. And Steve Davidson will hold off Mike Magas at the line. A little bit of a background tale there. I had to actually slow down to serve a slowdown penalty. And that's why Davidson squirts away at the end. I couldn't have got him anyways. But I picked up a slowdown for basically right there where Cole McRae went. I cut a little bit too much of the track.
Well, don't do that. I think that's the easy solution.
That is the easy solution, but it doesn't impact the result in the end, Byron.
It might have.
It did not, though.
To space!
Checking in with Henrik Andreasen.
Pigs in space! Little Muppet Show.
Oh, Lord. Okay, grief. Ricardo Costa brings it on home. Credit to Ricardo. He had a rough race. Clearly was not getting along terribly well with this track, but he brings it home, gets 17th place, and or 16th place, and might have got some points. 11th place in class. I think he did score on that. Trying to find him here on the standings page to see if he did score. Costa. Ricardo, there you are.
Costa,
yep, 5 points.
Business.
5 points. So, I mean, he hung around. He got the job done. And that's in the end all that matters. So, yep. D, Ichazo, Simmons, Barthez, Ermer, the only 5 GT2s to make it to the end. Zatoni wins from Marcaday, Kazchuk, Tobias TH, John Barker, Steve Davidson, Michael Magas, Cole McRae, Mateus Gonzalez, Scott Nick, and Ricardo Costa, the 11 GT4s to make it to the end. We lost Mauricio Delgado, Rui Martinez, Bertrand Barrier, Henrik Andreasen, Dave Fight, Arno Adracor, Dan Fight, pardon me, Arno Adracor, James Butler, and Martin Edmonds. So standings wrap up heading into the final round. Ichazo ahead of Simmons in the GT2 category with D in 3rd place, Andreas in 4th, Barrier in 5th. I think it is down to the top 4 to win the championship. They are still alive. And in GT4 action, it is David Marcaday leading for Pedro Magalhaes, Arno Adracor, Tobias Thierolf, and Magic Kazchuk, your top 5. I don't think Kazchuk can win the title. He would tie if he won. And it was non-score. So it is between the 4. It is between Marcaday, Magalhaes, Adracor, and Thierolf.
You can do anything you put your mind to and also bribe the judges.
It would require a lot of bribing and a lot of penalties, but I mean, it can happen. It can happen, my man.
Stewarding can be influenced. Footage can be doctored.
That is it for today. I need to go for a walk and start the upload here. And we will see you next time out. Will be 3D Speed Zandvoort. This Wednesday is up, and me and Byron will be back for commentary on that, probably on Thursday.
More than likely.
So there you go.
I have a question.
Okay.
If poison has an expiration date, does it become more deadly or less deadly after that?
I think it would depend on the poison.